There. All right. Hi, welcome back to Now TV Canada. I am your host, Jen, at the I Am Just Jen YouTube channel, aka Now TV, aka Future Productions, aka the writer of the Smallville reunion movie, You've Got Mail 2, Supergirl 2, 3, and 4, and much, much more. So I'm your multi-talented host. Today is another Let's Talk About Tom Welling video, but this time it's in the kitchen and it's all around food. So it's going to be a holiday special. So if you watched my little scripture moment earlier, I was inspired by yesterday's Institute class and what we were learning about helping others. And this time of the year is the perfect time to do stuff that's giving and be thankful to God for this time, for our freedom and what he fought so hard to bring us to this side of the world to have, because there are many places in the country where people still don't have the freedom that we have. And all of this is also around creativity, right? The fact that we have the right to create, to be artists, musicians, dancers, sing, and share our experiences in forms of communication and art, which includes food, to help others to know they're not alone, to be blessing them with what we're able to do. And the inspiration for next week's Institute class is about going out and doing something this week special for other people, or doing something to bring to class about what you've learned that is special or meaningful to you. Now, I have had this hankering for a very long time to reinvent myself into a new character for a new storyline in a movie like Hallmark or Pixar or Disney. But I want to be Miss Claus. So my inspiration behind this whole thing is that when I'm done all this cooking I'm doing with the gift of the flour that's been given to me and the other ingredients I have, I want to find a costume. I'm going to get dressed up and I'm going to go out and I'm going to find people young and old that are young at heart that need a little giving too. So I'm going to give out little packages of the stuff that I'm making. I had some unsweetened shredded coconut donated to me also from my renter roomie girl. So I'm going to make chocolate macaroons with that. I've been inspired by the videos from the Institute class yesterday with the Joseph Millett video. They ended it with saying, let's make some biscuits. So I haven't made English British biscuits for myself for a very long time. And with the size of the flour bag I have, and I said to the Lord, hey, give me an even bigger bag of flour. Give me the biggest one you have. But I was so happy with this size. I'm like, I can make a lot of British biscuits with this flour and serve a lot of people out in the community. I can do stuff for our church Christmas dinner on the weekend coming up and still have enough to spare to go out into the community dressed up as Miss Claus and do all of that. And the part about the Tom Welling episode for today with Tom is about the fact that if you get to know him or have known him, and you've been watching carefully in his life, but he's always on the move. He's always out there looking for ways to eat, survive, feed himself, to get special experiences of good, high quality stuff, because he seems to have the habit of being around people that can't cook. Man or woman wise, they just don't have the gift, the talent, the inspiration, the touch to do the stuff that he's still craving and hankering and desires to experience more of. So he tends to travel. He gets to places where he can be catered to, where the hotels and other places will provide a certain experience of flavor and taste for him. And this is all relevant to Clark and Smallville. And the talent, where they didn't use the talent to its maximum abilities, potential, where they could have like these open houses of people bringing in local talents of home cooked food, or using the kitchens there to present food that they make at home all of the time and share at the little events that are held at the talent. So they could have like poetry nights or just open mic nights for singing, karaoke nights, poetry reading, short story events and stuff. And so it always bugged me that I didn't get my break to showcase parts of that part of me as a writer, producer, co-star, with the kitchen included, the talent, the food, and have it compared to his mom and her friends being older and coming from an older school of have to do home cooking yourself in order to take care of your family if you're going to survive world. It would have been a lot of fun. So I'm going to take a recipe that I was looking for to go with the food I was trying to come up with for the Christmas dinner at the church, and then adding in what I'm going to do for the community, giving back as Miss Claus. And I came up with this recipe called the cinnamon swirl loaf. I was originally looking for raisin bread recipes or raisin cinnamon bread recipes because I have a lot of raisins as part of the groceries supplies I was given. And I love raisin bread. And the store-bought smaller raisin bread loaf, the holiday treat bread my grandmother bought. Anyways, it gets pretty expensive, and you can eat it pretty quickly. And I just wanted to be able to have the ability to fine tune it and touch it up with something myself. So then I came across this Sally's baking recipe, which she had taken from her own like orange marmalade something. Anyways, I'll go back. What does it say here? Orange cranberry bread is where she originally took it from. And then she switched it around to make this cinnamon swirl loaf. It's like a denser bread than what I'm trying to do today. But it's amazing how you can take a basic recipe and then all of a sudden just create this masterpiece. So essentially, the cinnamon swirl topping is a half a cup of granulated sugar and then a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. I love to use all kinds of stuff in this time of year, gingerbread. So I like to use ginger and allspice and just whatever you can enjoy for food this season. But for this sake, I'm actually going to stay pretty traditional. But I realized that she's put all the sugar together and swirls it together and then just puts it over half of the dough and then tops on more dough and then puts some more spread on top of that and then swirls the knife through. So I'm like, oh, I want to make some adjustments because I noticed a few things. So cinnamon tastes really good with brown sugar. White sugar, brown sugar, and cinnamon looks very pretty. It sparkles and shines. So I thought, you got to put some of the brown sugar into the actual dough along with the regular ingredients, the sugar, and add some cinnamon into that so that you can have that flavorful experience through every bite of what you're eating. And then I noticed that in her recipe, she had a call for sour cream instead of using buttermilk. That would make it taste more like a pancake. And we're looking to do like a loaf, right? Raisin cinnamony loaf. So I switch it for yogurt. So then I go to the fridge to see what I have in my fridge. So this is what makes it so natural for this episode about Let's Talk About Tom Welling. I don't know what's in the groceries. When you ask for the fresh stuff, the supplies on the list, they don't tell you. And then you pick a flavor. It is whatever fresh in season stuff there is. So I pull out the yogurt and I'm thinking, is this yogurt plain? Because I was worried if it's strawberry, then I can't make the cinnamon raisin swirl raisin bread loaf in my head that I had the idea for. And I turn it over and I look at the front and it says blueberry yogurt. And right away, it pops into my head that Tom is like wanting something special. I just thought of him immediately and recognizing that it's holiday season and he wants a holiday season, baked dessert special of some kind with something he likes. So a few of us know that one of his good experiences around food has been blueberries. So he does like blueberries. We know Tom likes blueberry stuff of sorts, because that's probably been some of his better food experiences in his travels of eating things in places with his limited food experiences. And the other habit he has of going to other people's homes. He's always going to different places to experience people's ham or turkey dinners and trying different stuffing and scalloped potatoes and stuff in order to find the good stuff, the different gravies and things, because he's not so much as the stay-at-home chef type. So I think that's kind of amusing, and I'm hoping that it'll reach him through all the videos to end up wanting to come and enjoy the food I make spontaneously, because often I'm just readjusting recipes to create what ends up on the plate in what you're eating, so he could enjoy that kind of discovery. So in this recipe, I'll just go through the ingredients where it says 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, half teaspoon of salt, 3/4 a cup of granulated sugar. Here's the treat when you're rich enough and can afford to. It's 2/3 a cup of whole milk. Keeps it moist. 1/3 a cup of vegetable oil, which you can also use eggs for, or vice versa. If you're out of eggs, you just replace it with oil. Vegetable oil is a key secret to a successful and delicious tasting carrot cake, for instance. 1/3 a cup of full fat sour cream. You can use yogurt, which is what I'm doing today, which it says in brackets, or plain yogurt, Greek yogurt, room temperature. And then she does list 1 large egg. So this would be one of those dense loaves where combining oil with the egg would taste really good. And then you have the option of vanilla icing. And then she suggests pure vanilla extract. I'm not going to be spending $9 or $10 on a small bottle of pure vanilla extract. So I'll just use extra of the artificial extract that I have. But I think, what else do I have? I have like an almond extract, which gives it an extra boost. I just realized I have to go get my baking soda. So I'll just be right back. Hang on a second, guys. I have to leave the camera. All right, where is baking soda? Got the baking soda. So now the key is to have all the dry ingredients mixed together, and then the wet ingredients mixed together. So I've got the brown sugar here. I've got the little bowl of regular flour already put in. It said 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, but forget it, right? Holiday season. So I'm going to take some of this. It's kind of hard. So this is the stuff I'm trying to use up from my brown sugar. Oh, it's really kind of dry. So I think I better put a little bit of moisture in it and then heat it up. All right. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually maybe going to add a little bit of coffee flavor to it. And then I'll have some lemon maybe that'll go into the icing. I also have blue icing, so it can be very authentic to the whole blueberry, cinnamon, raisin loaf idea that I ended up with based on her original recipe. So I have to get this brown sugar to soften a little bit. So that's the goal, was that I wanted a recipe that I could use up the brown sugar, the old brown sugar, because it's not like I have apple peels around all the time to go and put it in. Back in the day when I was young, we had this beautiful Tupperware containers that kept everything fresh and sealed in. We didn't have this problem. The brown sugar wouldn't get hard. You could leave it in the containers for a really long time. So now you have to have it all used up by a certain time frame. Oh, this seems to be breaking up. I don't think I have to put it into the microwave. So just crumbling it. I'm going to put some in with the white sugar that's in the bigger bowl. And then you have to have some of it with the cinnamon in with the white sugar that decorates the loaf when you put half the batter in to the pan. And I've got a glass pan there. I've turned the oven on 350, 375, depending on how powerful your oven is. So my hand's going to be so messy. I have to go clean my hand. Okay. All right. I have the plastic cup set aside because this stuff I can heat up in the microwave. The metal stuff would blow up the microwave. All right. So, where's my little spoons? One tablespoon of cinnamon in my butt. So I got this tablespoon in with the regular sugar, with the brown sugar, and then I'm going to stick some of this into the brown sugar and the white sugar that's in the dry. Well, it's going to be the wet container because I'm going to stick in the egg right now. All right, so the egg is in. Now, what does it say for the oil? 1/3 a cup of the oil. Oh, goodness. Do I have a 1/3 cup on this one? I need a new set. Christmas gifts, birthday gifts, New Year's gift. Okay, I've got a 1/4. I have a 1/2. Oh, we got a 1/3. So I need a 1/3 of the oil here. That's essentially, that's like 3 eggs. Oil is just to help reduce how many eggs you use, considering eggs have gone up in price so much these days. Okay. Now, it wants a little bit of 1 1/2 teaspoons. Vanilla. Vanilla's next. I'm going to put some of the vanilla in with the lemon into the icing too. Normally you just have the regular icing on the top, but I'm going to keep it theme filled. We're going to use a little bit of blueberry dye. And then we have to do the baking soda would be one teaspoon also. So that's why my brain paused. Oh, I can't get it. I'm going to have to pour it up to the top of the box. All right, so the box is eventually squeezed out enough of the baking soda. So I got my teaspoon of baking soda. Yeah, I just realized you guys can't see the bowls. Okay, so that I think is better. You don't need to see my face. You just need to see the madness at the table. So we're going to do this. All right, so that is in there. Another little secret to help with flavoring is you can always throw in a little bit of icing sugar. So I'm going to do that, just a little bit. It also helps to reduce how much regular sugar you use. And if you're going to be making something that has icing on top already, then it's a good time to throw it in. So I'm going to throw in my leftover raisins. From the bag that's already open. I'm going to stir this section up now. Get it started. I'm going to throw in a little bit of butter. And then I have to throw in the yogurt still. We're going to use this here. The reason I like to put in a little bit of the butter is it helps reduce the need to use butter. If you put some of it in, actually, I'm going to use the one I can melt it with. Then you don't have to actually end up using butter when you pull off the slice. It tastes so good with the butter in it. So I'm going to soften it a little bit. Oh, hey, my coffee in the microwave. Oh, so good. Sorry, the microwave is a little bit noisy. I need a new one. I need a lot of new things. Okay, pause. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 5 seconds. I don't want it, runny, so I just want it soft. All right. Ooh, perfect. All right, so I'm going to throw that in there. Magnificent. Now, I think it wants about the same as the other one. It's about a 1/3 for yogurt. So we're going to add in blueberry. I don't know where to put this without spilling everything. Okay, I found a place. Okay. See, always remember, I have a terrible habit of never wearing aprons. So co-stars here would be very useful to remind me to put on an apron. So I'm going to put the lid back on and put that margin out of the way because I didn't need to. It wasn't called for in the recipe. I just chose to. I also have cocoa, so I'll probably add in a little bit of that. But for now, we're just opening up the actual blueberry. Oh, man, it squirted me everywhere. Well, I'm so glad I'm wearing the house coat. That just popped a wheelie. Well, Tom, I think your blueberry yogurt is very happy with me to make the blueberry bread for you. All right. Well, we're going to take off that. It's one of those moments where you say, well, isn't this awkward? Are you happy to see me? Or is it just the yogurt? Right? Okay. I gotta clean off the spoon. I'll be right back. All right. Happy blueberry yogurts. Well, aren't you happy to see me, blueberry yogurts? Okay. Got to stir it up. It says 1/3, but I have enough here to do 2 loaves. I have a little mini loaf. So we're going to kick it up to 1/2. And we're going to throw that in there. Okay, the best is yet to come. Oh, I have to put the lid on that before I eat the whole container. Okay. So I have a little bit of lemon I'm going to throw in there. Ow. I have like worker's hands really bad. I've been working with my hands so long. Like I really shouldn't be trying to open these things. His hand strength would be very useful right now. I don't care which character, Charlie Baker, Rob Metzer, Clark. I need a gift of those, thingies that open up at different sizes. It took 3 minutes to watch me struggle. So I'm going to squirt in some of that lemon here. Just squirt that in there. So we got some lemon squirts. That's not the treat. That's not the good stuff. So what I decided I was going to do to bonus up this wonderful loaf that I'm doing, I'm going to use real blueberries. I found these, the same store I found my Marvel glasses, the Black Panther, Black Widow glasses. I found those for 50 cents at Loblaws. I found this container of blueberries for $2, so I knew it was meant to be. So hang on a second. Okay. I just realized I need to cut a few of them up. I can't have them in whole. So stay with me here while I cut them up. And I can have more for another day. Kind of picturing him here getting all anxious because he's hungry and he wants to eat it now. And so he's like, oh, you better make more of these. Goes back to the store, gets more of the $2 ones. And anyways, the point is he takes the whole little container and he's like, no, just shove the whole thing in. Trust me, I'll eat all of it. All right. like, I guess all those big guys, the hockey players, the basketball players, the football players are just like, you know, hungry heroes, right? They can eat a lot of food. I wanted to save some of the blueberries for the top at the end. Okay. Some more of them are all cut up. You can see that. And into the bowl they go. We'll see how much looks like that's in there. It's starting to look all right. Almost there. I'll save the rest for the top. Super good, ooey gooey, extra crazy treat. All right. I've put in all the ones I want to. I'm going to mix all of that together. I have to still put in a little bit of the almond because I want to. And then I want to add in just a little bit of cocoa, just a touch. Just because it's holiday season. So we want, you know, that festive flavoring. All right, I think I'm done with all of that. All that's left now is the flour. I'm going to put the baking powder into the thingy with the flour. It's not going to go in the wet stuff. Okay, so that's over there in the dry. And then we're going to mix up this container again. Oh, I don't have anybody to do the taste testing. So I have to put in the flour. It's like 2 cups of all-purpose flour. This is leftover camping flour from the summertime when I was at Lake Phillip. Okay, so I got to go over to the other glass bowl. Put all of the flour in there. Okay. I'm gonna throw the plastic into the. Ooh, here comes the big kahuna. Here's the big. It's a huge bag of flour. All-purpose flour, pre-sifted. Yes, I can make the cherry pie on the front. I do have some tender flank lard or whatever lard I have in there. So I can make pies. But I don't want to make pies. I've made lots of pies. So I'm going to open this up. But I'm one of those women. I'm one of those Miss Claus ladies. You know, looking for this kind of stuff as a gift. If you want to give me a gift, you bring me cooking supplies or kitchen equipment. Okay, so I'm putting 1 cup of flour in with my magic baking powder. I'm putting 2 cups of flour. Probably going to need a little bit more than that because there's lots of moisture in the other container. All right, so I have officially opened my bag. Now, the other thing I wanted to do was just add that little bit of coffee flavor. All right, just a little bit of coffee flavor to give it that high-class touch. Now, after I mix it in with the flour, we'll see if I need to add some more yogurt. So now I take the wet stuff and I add it in. With the flour. Oh, I just realized something. Ha! Hang on. Gonna bless it with a little bit of kosher salt. I bless this cooking and then still have just a touch of regular salt, table salt. Okay, so then we're gonna see how wet it is and how much more flour I might need, or blueberry yogurt. This is looking pretty good. Okay, I have to get this mixer out of here. Everything's getting stuck inside of this one. All right. It's done its job. We're going to retire this mixer. So I want to taste this a little bit. So I'm going to take a little spoon over here. And I'm going to test the batter out. Oh, that is good. But I want to taste more blueberry. I'm going to add in some more of the yogurt. I don't think it's going to need a whole heck of a lot of milk. It's already so moist. The milk just helps to make it creamy. But I put in coffee and other stuff, so I'm just going to throw in enough to help with the icing sugar that's in there. Yeah, I think this should be good. I need a stand mixer or a big, strong person to take over on the mixing. Okay, I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to get it too dense. We're just going to shove it in the pans that way. Now, what did I do with the spoon where I was tasting it? I'm going to try one more time, but I think that's it. It's kind of perfect consistency. Last little scoop. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Now, what did I do with the other bag? Oh, here's the other bag of raisins. We're going to add a little bit of that in there. What's really good about this recipe is you can also still do a recipe with yeast so that it's like an official bread rather than just a loaf, a no yeast loaf. Okay, so I'm very happy. Now I have to get the raisins to mix in. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just put a little bit of butter. I'm using my bare hand. Usually I don't, but I'm going to because I have a lot of cooking I want to do. I just want to get the blueberry dessert for my Let's Talk About Tom Welling holiday special video. I will say this, you guys, obviously, as much as he might like blueberries, I am certain that he likes more than just blueberries. But I like the concept of doing the Tom Welling Let's Talk About Holiday Food concept because people don't talk about what he likes to eat and what he enjoys about holidays and stuff, right? So inspired by Charlie Baker and Clark. Okay, so that's all washed off. So what she did was a very plain loaf. And then she just put in half of this. It just kind of poured in. I might add a little bit more milk. Hang on. I don't want it to pour in too much, but I also don't want it super, super dense either. We're not looking for soup here. Okay. Now, plop that baby in there. Hope you guys see it. Just spread it in there. Okay. I need to find another spoon. So she just mixed everything together here. I'm still mixing, guys. Give me a minute. I threw in the brown sugar and I moistened it. So I got to get it to crumble up and mix in pretty nicely here. So once it's all crumbled up and looks beautiful like this, you just take it by the scoopful and then you spread it out over the top of the loaf. Big portion. Spread it out nice and crumbly. Now you can add in more of this on top. I have a smaller one here, so what I'm probably going to do is take some of that's in here and add it into the small one so I can get 2 out of this. So I'm going to grease this thing now to get the second one. Another one. Just grease it up. Get a mini loaf going. Technically, I can just leave it like that with that top, and then I can just cook it that way. And because I put some of that baking powder in it, it would swell up and be just fine. But I'm trying to expand what I have and get more out of it. Okay. So now we're going to put I'm gonna cheat a little. I'm gonna try to make it expand. I'm gonna add a little more milk. I just want to have enough on the top of this loaf to spread it out. Looking pretty good. It's very sticky. Okay. So I'm just going to take the spoon and I'm going to spread that little bit of extra that I put on top to fill in the loaf, because I'm trying to use this sparingly to get a second loaf out of it. But if you had a big enough loaf pan, you just throw all the rest of it on top and then you add more of the sugar. I'm just going to fill in those spots. It's looking good. Another delightful ingredient on this blueberry swirl, cinnamon swirl festival loaf is you can have a cream cheese icing or even have cream cheese in it. Okay, so I got this covered now. This is what it looks like when the top of the loaf is covered. Beautiful. All right, it looks like that. And then I just add some more of the Sugar Delight stuff here. I don't need a whole heck of a lot because it's not that deep underneath. Okay. The main purpose of the top part here and that extra sprinkle on top is that you take the knife and then you sort of decorate it how you want on top. Just go very light and just zoom in some little marks. I'm going to go with like the infinity symbol for Tom Welling for Smallville, Charlie Baker. So I got the little swirly thingy going on in there. You won't see the full designer effect of it until after it's risen, but you can see that I've gone through it. Figure 8, infinity symbol. So I'm going to stick this loaf in the oven now, and we're going to see how that turns out when it's done. Now on here, what does it say? Well, it says to bake it for about an hour. So this will come to an end, and then I'll have to come back and show everybody what the results are in my Tom Welling special blueberry holiday season loaf. And we'll see the results of how that goes. So maybe I'll get to make this again. Maybe I'll get to do it in a scene in a Smallville portion of the movie. I can't think of it now. Anyways, at the restaurant. So I'm going to throw it in the oven. It's in the oven. I'm going to go and mess around with what's left of the batter I have in here to put together a little cute mini loaf for myself. for today, for here and now. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching Now TV and my Tom Welling holiday season blueberry dessert special, because it was just meant to be that I was to make this. And then I will show you guys what it looks like to go out dressed up as Miss Claus and hand out biscuits and sugar cookies and other delightful things that I will make and give out for my church and for the people out in the community. Okay, I'm going to go back to scraping this. Bye. Thanks for watching Superwoman in the kitchen. This is from my kitchen to yours. Season's greetings. Come back for more. Have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe, and enjoy your time with your family and the snow that's falling if you're in Ottawa Gatineau today, where it is snowing. So Superwoman signing out. Now TV. Bye.